There was a poor woodcutter who lived with his wife and 3 daughters in a small hut on the edge of a remote forest. One early morning, when he was about to go to work, he told his wife, "Today, I and number 39 LL asked my eldest son to bring me lunch into the forest. I and number 39 am afraid I won and number 39 be able to finish the job when I return in the middle of the day." He added, "To keep you from getting lost, I brought a bag of millet and spread it along the path." When the sun reached its peak, the eldest daughter brought a pot of soup and set out. But the field sparrows, forest sparrows, nightingales and apricot birds, starlings and puffins had long since pecked and eaten all the millet, so she could N and hash 39 find any trail markers. She kept walking and walking until the sun had set and darkness had fallen. In the dark, she heard the sound of trees rustling and owls calling, and she began to be afraid. Suddenly she saw a light shining behind the trees in the distance. She thought there must be someone there who could let her sleep over tonight. Then she aimed in the direction of the light and walked. Just a moment later, she arrived at a house, the window shining with light. She knocked on the door. A hoarse voice called out from inside the house, "Just come in." She stepped onto the dark floor and knocked on the door, when someone said, "Just come in." She opened the door. Sitting at the table was an old man with gray hair, his head resting on his hands, his long white beard reaching almost to the ground. Lying by the fireplace were 3 animals: a hen, a rooster, and a colorful cow. The little girl told him her story and asked him to let her stay the night. He asked the animals, "Hey Pullet, hey Rooster, hey Spotted Cow, what do you 3 think?" The animals answered in unison, D-U-U-C. That means, "En quat, we are satisfied." En quat. Then the old man continued, "Everything is available and abundant here, go to the kitchen and cook dinner for us." The girl went to the kitchen and saw that everything was in abundance. She cooked a delicious meal, but she didn't and hash 39 think about cooking for the animals. She brought up a full bowl, placed it on the table, and sat down to eat with the old man to satisfy his hunger. When she finished eating, she asked, "Now I and number 39 am tired, please show me the bed here. I just want to lay down and sleep right away." The animals answered in unison, "You ate with him, you drank with him, you didn't and hash 39 care." Now she asked, "Where to lie down?" The old man said, "Just go up the stairs, you will see a room with 2 beds. Remember to shake the bed and cover it with white towels, then I will go up right away. I also want to lie down and go to sleep." The little girl climbed up, and as soon as she finished shaking the bed and spread the towels, she immediately fell asleep, not remembering to wait for the old man. A moment later, the gray-haired old man came up, looked at the light and saw that she was fast asleep. He shook his head and opened a cellar door for the girl to fall into. It was not until late at night that the woodcutter returned home. He blamed his aunt for making him starve all day. The aunt explained, "I and number 39 am not at fault? The big girl brought me lunch. It must be lost in the forest, it will return tomorrow." As soon as it was dawn, the woodcutter got up to go to the forest. This time he forced his second daughter to bring him lunch. Uncle said, "I brought a bag of beans. Bean seeds are bigger than millet seeds, so Girls can easily recognize them and they can. And number 39. T. Get lost. Right at noon, the second girl brought food to her father. But just like the previous day, the beans were picked up by wild birds. Not a single seed remained. The little girl was lost, walking around in the forest. When it got dark, she arrived at the old man and number 39's house. She went in to beg for food and lodging. The old man with the white beard turned around and asked the three animals, "Hey pullet, hey rooster, the flower-spotted cow. What do you three think?" This time too, the three animals responded in unison, D, U, U, C. Everything happened exactly like the night before. The girl cooked a delicious meal, sat down to eat and drink with the old man, and didn't and hash 39 T care about the animals. When she asked where to sleep, the three animals replied in unison, she ate with him, she drank with him, she didn't and hash 39 T care. Now she asked, where to lie down. When she fell asleep, the old man came up, looked at her and shook his head. Then he let her down into the cellar. On the morning of the third day, the woodcutter told his wife, "Let my youngest daughter bring me food today. She has a gentle, modest personality, and goes everywhere, unlike her sisters. Those two are no different from wild bees, just running around all day." The wife didn't and hash 39 T want that, so she said, "Do you want me to lose my most beloved daughter?" Husband replied, "No need to worry. That girl is smart and very smart, she won and number 39 T get lost. Today I brought peas with me to sprinkle along the way. Peas are larger so it and number 39's easier for your child to see where they and number 39 going." But by the time the little girl took the bag to leave, the turtle doves had picked up all the beans. She no longer knew which way to go. She was very worried, always thinking that her father would starve, and worried that her mother would be upset if she didn't and hash 39 T come home. Then when it got dark, she suddenly saw a light. She followed that direction and came to the house in the forest. She said very politely that she wanted to ask to stay overnight. The old man with the white beard asked the animals, "Hey pullet, hey rooster, the flower-spotted cow. What do you three think? You, C." They answered in unison. At that time, the girl walked over to the fireplace, where the animals were lying, gently stroked the silky feathers of the hen and rooster, and then rubbed the flower-spotted cow and number 39's head. Following the old man and number 39's instructions, she went to cook a delicious meal. After cooking, she brought the food, placed it on the table, and then asked herself, "Is it okay if I eat until I and number 39 am full, and leave the gentle and kind animals alone? There and number 39's food all over the place in the kitchen, we have to feed them first." She went to get barley and gave it to the hens and roosters, and gave the cow an armful of straw that still smelled of rice. She whispered to the animals, "My dear friends, have a nice meal. If you and number 39 thirsty, I and number 39 find cool water for you to drink." Then she carried a bucket full of water and brought it in for them to drink. The rooster and hen jumped right up to the edge of the barrel, dipped their beaks into the water and then stretched their necks out like birds drinking water, while the flower-spotted cow took a long, comfortable gulp. After feeding the animals, the little girl sat at the table again, eating the food the old man had left for her. A moment later, the rooster and hen began to tuck their heads under their wings, and the spotted cow blinked rapidly. At that moment, the girl asked, "Can we rest now? Hey pullet, hey rooster, hey spotted cow. What do you three think?" The animals responded in unison. D, U, C. You eat with us, you drink with us, you think of us, good night. She went up the stairs, shook out the pillows, and spread a new towel somewhere, when the old man also came up and leaned back on a bed, his long beard reaching his heels. The girl went to the other bed to sleep. She slept soundly. At midnight, the house suddenly shook, waking her up. All four corners of the house shook and creaked. The large door kept slamming in and out, banging loudly against the wall. The beams of the house swayed as if they were about to leave their dreams, and the attic seemed as if it was about to collapse. Then there was the sound of tiles crashing together as if the whole roof was about to collapse. But then everything was quiet again. The girl realized that she had nothing to do, so she just lay still in bed, closed her eyes and continued to sleep. The next morning, in the bright sunlight, she woke up and saw that her eyes were full of flowers. Strange yet? She found herself lying in a large room. Everything around her was decorated extremely splendidly, like in a king and number 39's palace. Clusters of golden flowers rose from a wall covered entirely in green silk. The bed is carved with ivory and the blanket is covered with red velvet. On the chair next to the bed is a pair of shoes embroidered with pearls. While she was still thinking she was dreaming, 3 elegantly dressed servants walked in and asked if she had anything to say. She told them, "You guys go ahead, I and number 39. LL get up right now to cook soup for the old man to eat, and also feed the pullet, the rooster, and the spotted cow." She thought the old man must have woken up. She turned to the next bed to see what was happening, but lying on the bed was not an old man but a very strange-looking boy. While she was still busy looking at that young, beautiful stranger, he stood up and said to her, "I am a prince who was transformed by an evil witch into a living silver-haired old man." In the middle of the deep forest with 3 servants, all 3 of whom were transformed by a witch, and number 39's spell into a hen, a rooster, and a flower-spotted cow. That love spell can only be resolved when a kind girl comes here who not only knows how to love people but also knows how to love animals. And that girl is her. At midnight last night, it was she who freed us, and the old house in the middle of the forest had also returned to its original form as the magnificent palace of the past. When they both stood up, the prince told 3 servants to invite her parents to come for the wedding. She said, "But where are my 2 sisters at this time? We imprisoned those 2 people in the basement. Tomorrow the 2 of you will be led into the forest. They have to work for a coal burner until they fix their mistakes, love the animals, and not let them go hungry." Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.